All right, YouTube. Well, I'm making a video. It's long overdue. But you see, I was gone on about a 10-month deployment. So I'm just finally getting, settled in again and got my green GMC 6.5 diesel back. And it's kind of been a lot of updates since then, but I figured I'd at least make a little update video. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get right into it. The last time I posted a video on this truck, it had major front end damage into the fender, the hood, the grill. The whole front end just looked like crap. But look at it now. It's a little crooked, but man, does that look good. Okay, so next update. The injection pump was going out. So what I ended up doing was replacing the injection pump. And that, solved everything. Truck ran good until it started overheating and had insane pressure in the cooling system. So we got a new DS4 injection pump with a couple extra upgrades I'm gonna go into later, but really, injection pump, yes, it made the truck run good. Then the next thing was the excessive pressure in the cooling system. Now I've been driving this thing around, I haven't touched the reservoir yet. I know it's gonna be hot, but nothing. You could do that again and again and again, and it had way more pressure, would dang near blow the cap off. So yeah, what it basically did was, had to do a head gasket job. I did both, both sides. Was looking up in here and seeing where bubbles was coming through. And yeah, so head gaskets are done. And no bubbles, no troubles. We got no combustion gases in the cooling system. This thing runs good. Additionally, I put up a better intake. I did a fuel system with better filtration, easier access, and a pressure gauge, so I can ensure that, I always have, it's just easier to tell. I'm a gauge guy. I like to look at gauges, so that's an easy way for me to tell fuel pressure. I did 3/8 lines up to the injection pump. That's the bigger fitting from Quadstar. I'm gonna do the fluid amper next, but I just wanted to make sure the truck, actually was put back together and ran good, because believe it or not, it's really not hard to believe if you know these trucks, but I have cracked heads in this thing, and I did not pressure test them. I said, you know what? Those exhaust manifolds are going to be too difficult to get off, and I don't want to deal with breaking bolts in the heads and yada yada. So I just said, screw it, I'm not going to pressure test them, and went and continued the head gasket job, kind of just hoping that it would work, and of course it did. But yeah, this is the truck. Still, missing like fan shroud and all that other stuff, and of course we got our jumble of wires here. But overall, I think this thing is super clean. It's a 95, so it's got the manual transfer case. Interior, it's missing a headliner, but overall, it ain't too bad. Have the glow plug relay thing, so I can just hold that. But honestly, that was already in here when I bought the truck. Yeah, it's got 328,000 miles. Kind of a rough startup. I'm not really sure what's going on. Yeah, I don't really know, but it runs smooth. this is the first one I've owned, so I'm not really sure where these things naturally like to sit, but you know, good oil pressure, a little shudder on the higher end of the revs, so maybe, I don't know, but you know, just for cruising around town, it ain't too bad. Chopped exhaust, long bed, you know, massive toolbox on here, massive toolbox. Nobody has one of them. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the startups. Like, the engine's warm, I feel like it would start a lot easier, but sounds good. I mean, it's not overheating, and you know, like I was saying, we don't have any more of that cooling system pressure. So yeah, what I really, you know, being on deployment was kind of rough. I was gone for about 10 months. And I got back home and just started just grinding this thing. I would have liked to make more videos, but you know, as this kind of comes along, I'd like to do more. So yeah, it's a pretty nice truck. You know, for $1,000, I mean, I'll take it. It needed a couple more $1,000 of work, but whatever.